To my friends and residents in Potong Pasir, and to our supporters wherever you're tuning in from, 敬爱的 Potong Pasir 的朋友 Salam sejahtera para penduduk Potong Pasir, Wanakam. Thank you all so much for taking the time to join me here for my first ever Facebook Live session. Before I continue, I would like to thank my soundman, Malik Juraimi, who's manning the controls as I have this live stream chat with you. Malik is my classmate from my secondary school, and we have known each other for 35 years. To Arifin Shah, one of my volunteers and also the Assistant Secretary General of the Singapore People's Party, I would like to wish you a happy birthday. Hope you're having a great dinner in our good old dentist Teng Wei's home in Senate Estate. To residents of Potong Pasir and all our supporters around Singapore, I needed to take this time out to have a quick conversation with you, just to share with you a little bit of what's running through my mind. As I embark on what will surely be a new chapter of my life, a life-altering, a life-changing experience. And to do this, I would like to share with you the story of Mr. Eugene Peng. I first met Eugene at the Block 137 coffee shop in Potong Pasir in June 2018. Eugene suffers from peripheral neuropathy, a disorder which results in numbness and pain in his feet and hands. I was seated at the coffee shop having my coffee when Eugene wheeled himself up and said hi. Well, he was supposed to have met me a few days prior, but he missed that appointment, and when he saw me, he came up and greeted me. Through that very first meeting, I found out that he had stopped working ever since he had been confined in a wheelchair, and that he was a former swimming coach before he was diagnosed with the nerve disorder. Ever since he stopped working for 5 years, his daily routine would be spending his time at the coffee shop mostly, as he was unable to work. He had tried to look around for other roles which he could take on, but given his condition, he could not find one which fit. And as I was listening to him, I realized that actually, if he was a swimming coach previously, it meant that he was able to coach others in the pool. Then what was stopping him from getting back into a swimming pool again? So I just asked him a simple question. Would you like to get back into the pool and perhaps maybe train again and get on a course to try and coach again? Or maybe just be transformed into a para swimmer? His first reaction was, well, I'm not sure and I don't know. And I said, Eugene, well, that's not what I asked you. I just want to know if you would like to get back into the pool. It is a yes or a no answer. Well, he was still apprehensive, and understandably. So I said, hey man, it's fine. If I cannot convince you, well, maybe I can bring someone who can have a chat with you, who can probably convince you. So a couple of days later, I brought along Singapore swimming legend Ang Peng Siong to meet Eugene right at that coffee shop. Peng Siong and I go back a long way to my journalism days, and he is someone whom I look up to for inspiration and guidance. Anyway, just 3 days after that meeting between myself, Eugene and Peng Siong, we got Eugene Peng back into the swimming pool for the first time in 5 years. You could see the unbridled joy written all over his face as he exited the pool and got changed. Eugene was almost in tears. But the story doesn't end here at all. Eugene Peng did not stop what we had started together, and he continued training almost every day. Even on weekends, when he had a day off from training, he would head down to Safra Toa Payoh and swim. And then he would be back in the pool with Peng Siong from Tuesday to Friday. He did this religiously. And barely a year after Eugene got back into the pool to start swimming with Peng Siong, he became part of Singapore's first ever para-swimming relay team and ended up representing Singapore at the World Para-Swimming Series event in Singapore in May last year. His three other teammates were Pin Siu, Teresa Goh, and Wei Song. When he took part in the World Series at the OCBC Aquatic Centre, Eugene's dad, Uncle Tony, sat in the stands with his camera and he took still shots, which he then turned into a short video. You see, it's not just me. It takes an entire village to lift someone up, if only we care. Apart from that, Eugene asked me to help him figure out what he could do with his time. And when I saw that he was constantly on his phone playing games, I figured, well, I think he should be able to do some simple, basic content creation work. So he found himself a course, attended it, and learned the basics. And when one of my firm's clients requested for some content creation work, I got Eugene involved and had him work with me as one of my content creators on a freelance basis so he could work from home. Eugene's story is one of steely determination and sheer grit. He is living proof that if you set your mind to something and if you believe in yourself, you will be able to achieve whatever you set out to do. And it doesn't matter what is your background or race or age, able or less able, because less able should not mean you are unable. Eugene is an inspiration to me and to all my volunteers who have been supporting me in Potong Pasir. He even followed me on my blog visits a few times in his wheelchair. And it convinced me that as long as we are able to help put a smile on someone's face every single day through the work which we do, I would be able to head back home to bed knowing that I have done my part for my fellow citizens. Because politics to me is about people. It should always be about people. The story of Eugene also shows me that sometimes in life, all we need is someone who understands how to find value in every human being and know how to help lift the lives of the people around us. Sometimes we need to pay attention to everyone and find creative solutions which can work by tapping on our life experiences and our personal networks. This is the essence of serving our community. Eugene's story is also relatable to so many of us, including me, because sometimes we just need someone to give us a chance so that we too achieve our dreams and take our lives down a different path. I have had so many such moments in my life where I've had tripped, fallen, and had someone lift me up because they believed in me. Let's recognize that sometimes good people can also go through some very bad times, and we need to be there to help them. And this is why I'm involved in politics. It is a chance for me to make a difference to the lives of the people around me. Because out of darkness, we must always be able to see some light, if only we believe. Believe that we can make a difference in the lives of our fellow men and our fellow citizens, support them when they are down, and help lift them up and others around us. The story of Eugene Peng is but only one of my stories of my work in Potong Pasir. Over the course of the elections, there will be other such stories which I will share, which will give you all a glimpse of the work which we do as we try to help so many people as much as possible in Potong Pasir when they approach me with whatever limited resources that I have. You see, Potong Pasir has been special to me. I was at the counting center when Mr. Cham Sitong was elected to office in 1984. I was also in Potong Pasir in 1988 at the 1988 general elections, helping distribute manifestos for Mr. Cham with my late father. But that is the past. But what's more important now is how I see the future and how you see the future and what is the value I can bring to the table for the people of Potong Pasir. It was my father's wish to have me stand for elections, and I'm fulfilling his wish because I was his caregiver for the last 6 months of his life. I just hope that he will be proud of me as he looks down on me as I write this chapter. as I attempt to change the lives of the people around me. I have been blessed that in Potong Pasir, I have had so many of you share your support openly, through emails, direct messages, through Facebook and Instagram, and even on LinkedIn, or even to volunteer to be part of my team. Today, we have a Singapore People's Party virtual branch in place in Potong Pasir, with 90% of our volunteers coming from the estate. Through them, I have come to understand how we can improve the lives of others around us. And it is through their eyes that we have pieced together our elections manifesto with a simple slogan: Jose Raymond, your voice, your friend. We will announce the details of the Potong Pasir manifesto when Parliament is dissolved and when the general elections is called. I am honored to have had an amazing and highly motivated group of volunteers who have walked this journey with me as we covered house by house, floor by floor, block by block, precinct by precinct, bit by bit, day by day, week by week. My team, Mario, Arbin, Wilson, Thomas, Andrew, Chinwei, I am certain that all of you will become leaders in your own right someday. I will always be proud of everything which you do, and I'll forever be indebted to all of you. To my team of policy experts and my legal team, the only way I can repay all of you is to provide you the insight from the ground up into what people are facing, and hopefully you will be able to bring about the changes we need in our country through the work which you end up doing in your own careers. In my eyes, all of you are leaders. In closing, my final message to my Potong Pasir friends is this: our journey in Potong Pasir has just begun. Come walk this journey with us and keep following us through the work which we do on the ground. You can also sign up as one of my volunteers on my campaign website at www.potongpasirhose.sg. That's www.potongpasirhose.sg. Let's work towards building a country where we can see beyond partisan politics, build a collaborative model where we find ways to work together regardless of the political flag we represent. Work towards having plurality and diversity of voices, because every voice matters, all of you matter. Because at the end of it all, we all fight under the same flag, our Singapore national flag. Thank you all so much for taking the time to join me here on this Friday evening. Potong Pasir, I will see all of you again tomorrow on the ground. Just tell everyone that Potong Pasir Hose Lai Liao. Good night and stay safe. May God bless all of you. Thank you all so much.